Welcome to Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza, where transformation begins as we evoke, embrace, and evolve. Greetings, 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 and welcome to Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza. It's so good to be here with you, isn't it? Well, if you haven't realized, autumn is upon us. And today being November 1st, it's like the first 11-1 and such a powerful time of the year. 11 in itself stands for two pillars, like a pillar that it's like, two pillars that stabilize us and one that leads us, and one being who we are as me, myself, and I that stands strong. So I am huge in following numbers, understanding numbers, what numbers say to us. So by fact, when we look back, what is science, what is engineering, everything in our life is so much of numbers and mathematics. We function in numbers and time. So when we think about, give me a minute, I'll be right there, I'll see you in an hour, time is one of the biggest factors we as humans we work with. So everything is timeline. It takes 9 months before a child is born, so we consider that. And when we are doing business management and profiling and everything is all about time. So when we are thinking, we function in time. As I was thinking about this, it's like, what is the factor of fall? What happens during fall? What happens in November? We start getting into this coziness, the time that the climate change, we change, we start shedding, we start peeling away, and yet there is this factor about who we are that we start getting cozier and, wanting to hibernate and become warm because of the weather changing, things are changing, the leaves turning yellow. So in a way, what we do, we start thinking about honing in and letting go, shedding, leaves change. Actually, all the beautiful colors of autumn start coming out. And what do colors mean? What do numbers mean? So this may not be a factor, and yet it's so important to us. Because I was reading a portion of my book, Stand Up to Slim Down, and someone said, what is your book about? Why do you call it Stand Up to Slim Down? Is it a weight loss? Is it a self-confidence? So, allow me to shed a light. Stand Up to Slim Down is a weight management book. It is a book about shedding weight and shedding light in what it is that you are holding onto. So, most times we hold on to things like as autumn is coming, as winter is coming, as it's time to hibernate and go cocooning, we start holding on to things and also decluttering a lot of things that we no longer need. So standing up means to stand up for who you are. If you're not feeling confident, if you don't feel good about yourself, just like a tree, if the bark is not rooted strong, if the bark is not strong and solid and enough water and a good soil, then the leaves and the tree and the fruits and everything is not going to be as fertile, right? And same thing happens for the winter time. And I'm saying winter because as the wind comes, as the rain comes, it's how strong the bark of the tree, which is this person, which is you. You are the bark. Everything else on top of you, all your habits, all your behaviors, all the personalities, everything else, it's outside of you, which is the leaves, which is the branches, which is the fruit. And your personality, if you think of it, it's like the fruit. And the habits can be the leaves, and the branches are the behaviors and the patterns, but you are the bark. And how you withstand challenges in life. During summer, the heat; during autumn, the cold, the rain, and the snow, and everything else. Depends on how strong your root is. And you can make it stronger. So in order for, you can go to a weight loss place, you can do all kinds of diets and make the bark strong. And yet, if the root, which is your subconscious mind, is not as strong, solid, healthy, and that's what Heal Within is all about. If you haven't healed some residual trauma, issues, pain, hurt, then the tree may have a bark, but the bark may not be as strong or as solid and upright. So when we are talking about stand up, is how we stand up for who we are, our belief systems, our wants and needs. And that's exactly this book is all about. So, and I'll read a little portion of that. It means stop holding on to emotional weight, residual pain, love, or money only to create what you desire and dream of. If you have been walking on eggshells, not speaking out, not living your dream, it's now time to stop stuffing your emotions and be the amazing, true, unique, loving, and authentic self that you are meant to be. So this book, in a way, is like a workbook for you to understand more about yourself and understand that. Let's see, what is this? I am live. Okay. I'm getting a notification. I wonder what the notification is all about. All right. What is this? Okay. So we're good. We're public. We're live. So, pardon me for a little bit of a distraction. And again, let's get back to work. This book, it was designed not to be a weight loss, but understanding your words, the way you speak, the way you stand, the way you walk, the way you present yourself with confidence and your self-esteem. If you believe that what you want is to drop the weight and let go, shed all that heaviness, all the dead fruit, the ones that has been picked on, the ones that has pain and hole in there, it's time that you shake, even if it is just a gentle shake, to release and shed that, is to know that not only words matter, the way you think of yourself and you want to project who you are as you drop the weight or shed the weight, instead of this time that it's about hibernating and adding more. Isn't it time for you to start shedding all the leaves, habits, and behaviors, and all that weight that has been weighing upon you? For doing so, we have to go back to, doesn't have to be to your childhood, But there's always a time. That's why we do this timeline therapy. Been practicing for 22 years as a clinical hypnotherapist. And when I say that, it's working with clients, peeling away layers that lovingly you get to know yourself. Lovingly, you get to speak to your body and to realize, why am I here with this weight, with this issue, with this problem? It can be health, it can be wealth, it can be weight, right? And if it's not a problem, then this is not for you. But we all hold on to things. So yesterday, as I'm sitting waiting, I was helping someone, and sitting in the waiting room, we were talking before going in for a procedure. And I remembered 40 years ago being in the hospital myself. And I remember as they were wheeling me on the gurney to go to the surgery room, I got into this panic and anxiety. It was such a panic, not because of the surgery, but I had doubts of if I wanted to have that surgery. The last minute, as they are wheeling in, and they put me over there just waiting to be wheeled into the surgery room. And I remember looking up, and it was during the holidays, and I saw beautiful ornaments and decorations and everything for the holidays. And at that very moment, something came over me. And when they came to wheel me in, and I said, I changed my mind. They were like, what? And I said, I changed my mind. I don't want to have this procedure. At that very moment, I don't know what came over me, but I refused to be wheeled into the surgery room. So they called the head nurse, and then they dispatched the doctor saying, there is a problem. The patient is refusing to go in. And I was not sedated as of yet. And they were just about to do that. So they wheel me back into the room, and the doctor comes in. And at that moment, he's like, what's going on? And I tell him, I don't want it. I don't want this procedure to happen. I don't want it now. I don't want it today. So we talk and everything. And this is 40 years ago. I want you to understand, this would never happen today. But as he was standing there, and at that time, I used to smoke. And I was so nervous. This is why I know everything about how to do a timeline, go back in time and understand why we do certain things we do, why we hold on to things. And at that time, I used to think that if I had a cigarette, I can calm down. Even though a cigarette is a trigger, it's a stimulator. It's a stimuli, not a relaxant, because it's tobacco. But it's your mind over matter. It's what you believe in. When you believe in something, therefore it becomes a reality. So at that time, he had cigarettes in his pocket, and I said, may I have a cigarette? He's like, what? And I said, I need a cigarette to calm down. He says, no, 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 no. I said, I need a cigarette to calm down. He takes a cigarette, lights it up, gives it to me. I take 2 puffs, and then he takes it and puts it out. And he says, can we go into surgery now? And I said, no. Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, we did have the surgery. It was my second ovarian cyst that we had the surgery. But the reason I brought that up is that sometimes where you are, sitting somewhere, walking, something can trigger a memory that you had not even remembered. And that's stored in your subconscious mind. And I didn't realize all these times throughout the last 40 years, I've been in and out of hospital, have had surgeries, I've had all kinds of procedures done. But what triggered that was sitting in that waiting room, and it said happy holidays, and they were putting ornaments in there. Wow. Do you realize the power of what we bank in our memory and how my body reacted at that very moment? Even right now as I speak about it, I have reaction. It's the reaction of the memory. It's no longer my body reacting to it. And that speaks volumes, because when we get into shedding something, which is something that it no longer benefits you, it no longer has anything to do with where you are today, when we take ownership and release the things that we no longer want, need, and it could be weight, hate, blame, resentment, guilt, shame, all these. And although there was no shame, that one bulb, that one ornament, and after sitting there, I said thank you to my body. Thank you for where I am today, for the recovery. And thank you for that memory, that whatever it is that just brought that attention. And when I really dug deeper, I had to shed and say, it was a decision then that made an impact of who I am today. And when I take this ownership, I realize it's not about pointing fingers of why and where and how, but being grateful to where I am today because of the choices I made, the choices you make today. And that's how we shed weight. That's how we shed things that we no longer need to hold on to. So as you come to this season of hibernating, wouldn't it be better for you to also heal within first? Stand up for who you are. Show up fully and lovingly. Because today's word of the day, I think, is 11:1. I was going to say 1:11, but 11:1. I stand strong. I stand for me. I stand up to slim down. If you're interested in my book, by all means, not only I have it here at, hi Seda John, hello Moucher, ideal human type, you are worthy of love and respect. I thank you so much. How are you, Seda John? Not only I have it on my website in our shop, but it is also on Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. And if you or someone you know wants to shed some weight, wants to shed some behaviors, habits that they no longer want, and it's stressing them or giving them insomnia or anxiety, by all means, I want you to know that I am here for you. I will stand up with you and guide you, help you through the work that I do. And it doesn't matter if it is hypnosis, if it is coaching, action coaching. You deserve more. You do. And I want you to remember one thing. Bank your memories. As you stand strong, as you are rooted very strong, Strengthen this bark, which is you, with love and kindness, because this body of yours is there to protect you, shield you, and safeguard you. So the more love, the more health, the more vitality you want, I want you to give it back to you. My name is Liza Boubari, your expert hypnotherapist, that I work with metaphors, colors, numbers, yes, and deep therapy through working with your subconscious, because that's your memory bank. That's the one that is the keeper of all your decisions. And realize that there is nothing in this world that can stand between you and you. Until next week, I bid you goodbye. God bless you, and may the universal light surround you. See you next week. And if you like this, share it, subscribe, and go to YouTube, and you'll see the rest of all my podcasts.